Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, friends. If you have not subscribed my YouTube channel yet, do subscribe it today and press the bell icon to receive notification about my new videos. In this video, we will see how to install a self-signed SSL certificate on your Windows 10. So basically, if you require a SSL certificate for your localized environment, you can install a self-signed SSL certificate rather than installing a third-party certificate from a certificate provider. So we will see how you can install that self-signed certificate, and for that we will use Windows PowerShell to generate a new certificate. So as you can see on the screen, this is actually the complete code which we will be executing via Windows PowerShell to generate a new self-signed certificate. But we first need to understand this code completely so that we can understand what parameters are used and we can modify them as per our requirement. So the first term here is the new self-signed certificate. This is actually the Windows PowerShell commandlet that you can use to generate new self-signed certificates. We need to use it as it is. Now the parameters start. The first parameter is type, and here we have selected the type as custom. If you want, you can use other values here such as code signing certificate, document encryption certificate, SSL server authentication, document encryption certificate, legacy CSP. So you can use any of these values, but I am using here custom value. The next value is subject, which is most important thing in the entire code, and the subject especially defines the information to which the certificate is issued. So here the first term is common name. You can set it to your own name as you are creating a self-signed certificate. Organizational unit, if you are working on a local environment which has multiple department, you can specify which department gets this SSL certificate. Then we have to define DC, which is domain controller, and you know that in the local environment, domain controller plays a important role. So we can define a domain controller here as I have defined in this code. Next is the text extension, and this can be used to define the uses of the SSL certificate. And basically we can use a text extension object identifier, and these all are the object identifiers we can use in our certificate. So as you can see that we have to define this by some numeric code. So I am here using 2.5.29.37, that is for enhanced key usage. And under the enhanced key usage I can identify the purpose of SSL certificate. So I have next added the code, which is another numerical code, and what it means I will show you. So this is the complete code which is mentioned next to enhanced key usage, and that code defines the type of authentication or usage of the SSL certificate. You can use any of these values to show the extended usage of your SSL certificate, but as I have used this code which actually matches with this code, and that purpose is client authentication. So our certificate which we are generating have a usage that is client authentication. If you like, you can also include server authentication. Next we have another object identifier, and that is 2.5.29.17, that is we are using for subject alternative name. And here subject alternative name can be a domain or any other subdomain you want to use and which is separate from the common name. Alright, let us see the next parameter, which is key usage. And for the key usage, we can use any of these values. Here I am using digital signature, which is mentioned here. Next is key algorithm, and here I am using ECDSA, that is elliptical curve digital signature algorithms. And the certificate can use RSA or ECDSA as the cryptography algorithm. And in this key algorithm, you may have noticed that this P256, that means the signature hash algorithm is 256 here. Next parameter is curve export. So the curve export can be used to specify how the public key parameter for an elliptical curve key are represented in the new certificate. So here you can use either of three values, but I am here using curve name. However, the default here is none. Next parameter here is the certificate store location, and by this we can define where we want to actually store this newly created SSL self-signed certificate. So the default value here is certificate current user. That means the certificate will be saved to currently logged in user in his personal directory where he can save the certificate. But if you like to save or create this certificate for all the user, you can use certificate local machine. So this is the entire code, and I hope we have now enough understanding about this code so we can create a SSL certificate. So let us see how you can create self-signed SSL certificate using this code. So first of all, we will open Windows PowerShell as an administrator. In the Windows PowerShell window, you have to simply paste this code. You can obtain this code from the video description I have provided and customize it for yourself. Before installing the certificate, we can see that in the certificate manager, there are no personal certificate installed. As of now, you can see there are no items to show in this view, and our new certificate will be appearing inside this personal folder. So we will now execute the code to generate the new self-signed SSL certificate. So I will just press the enter key now. And as you can see that the certificate is now generated, and it has a thumbprint which you can use to identify it if you have a lot of certificates installed in your personal store. Also you can identify it with the subject if there are certificates issued with different subject installed on the personal store. So we will again open the certificate manager and go to personal, which do not have any certificate earlier, but now it has some certificate, and this is the actually self-signed certificate we generated right now. So we will now double click on the certificate to get its detail and check if the information or parameters we specified are correct or included. So the issued by and issued to values remains same because as this is a self-signed certificate. Now we will go to details tab, and here the version now is v3 and the signature algorithm is SHA 256 elliptical curve digital signature algorithm, and the issuer is yourself because this is self-signed certificate. And one thing I should mention here that this certificate is valid for 1 year. So the valid from and valid to details covers a 1 year time period. Next is the subject, and then we have public key parameters, which is again ECDSA P256 which we defined, and the enhanced key usage we defined was client authentication. So client authentication is mentioned here. The subject alternative name we defined is also mentioned here, and the subject key identifier is some anonymous, and the key usage we defined as digital signature, that is also mentioned here, and there is a thumbprint at the last. So these are all the details for the certificate generated by us, but this certificate is not in the trusted store because it is not from a trusted root certification authority. So this certificate is not accepted right now because it is not presented in the trusted root certification authorities. So to make it trusted, we will simply copy the SSL certificate and paste it in the trusted root certificate authorities, and you will receive a warning here, which is obvious. As this is a self-signed certificate, you can simply click on yes button on this warning as you own generated the certificate, so you can install it. The certificate will be moved to trusted root certification authorities. So now the certificate is pasted here and it is now a valid certificate. You can see that the certificate is now okay. That means it should now be trusted across the system with your current user. If you have defined it for local machine, it should be valid for all the users and trusted for all the users. So this is how you can generate a self-signed certificate in Windows 10 and install it. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, do like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos.